Okay. Hi, guys. Welcome to the Sellerscale show.
Hey, Sergey, how are you?
Good. Could you just briefly introduce yourself? Because we usually have a one-on-one interview. This interview have three people. So could you just guys introduce yourselves? What do you do? What kind of responsibilities do you have at eStoreFactory?
I'm Brijesh Singer. I work at eStoreFactory along with Jimmy, my colleague. I look after a lot of management things, so I'm really not that much of a technical person as far as Amazon is concerned. The real brains of Amazon within our organization is Jimmy Patel. Over to you, Jimmy.
Hi, I'm Jimmy, and I work in eStoreFactory as managing all the technical and client support tasks. So at eStoreFactory, we usually have all the planning and execution of the activities which Amazon sellers needs for the account expansion, for business expansion and sales growth. So we, at eStoreFactory plan for that, create a strategy and helping them to execute with a very expert team here. And I manage the technical part, helping them to create the strategy creation and in execution. If they need any extra training, then I'll be the a big help for them to give them a new idea, to train them and make the project successful.
Right. And when you go to Amazon or selling conferences and people ask you what your company does, how do you explain in one liner?
In one liner, I would say.
Go, Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. In one liner, I would say we are a turnkey exclusive service providers for Amazon. So it's like the e-commerce ecosystem that we create of Amazon and the other marketplaces or the brand store if you have. Mainly we are into planning and executing the services or the activities, something like doing the product research and sourcing, then writing the content, SEO-rich, keyword-based content, and creating the graphics, infographics, and lifestyle images for the products, uploading them, doing the product promotion through various channels like Amazon sponsored ads, sponsored brand, and outside Amazon, doing the marketing through social media, Google SEO, Google AdWords, and shopping for their website, for their brand store. We also have photography and the graphic design department for the product photography. We also can do the product packaging design. So it's all about the creating ecosystem and providing services for e-commerce product selling.
Okay, so you're basically helping sellers to focus on what they do best, sourcing and developing the product and alleviating the pain of marketing and everything that goes with selling the product, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Interesting. You probably get this asked a bunch of times recently, but if a person decides to become an Amazon seller in 2020, do they still have any chances to become successful?
Oh yes, of course, absolutely. Now, if you have asked me the same question in 2014, I would have said, just grab 3 products from China and list on Amazon, you will be successful. But now the game has changed. The customers, the Amazon, and the sellers have upgraded themselves in a way that it's not easy. Just by adding the products, you will get sales. So now for 2020, the game is about brand. So if you are thinking, and if you are planning to create a brand, then and then only there's a chance to have a good success in Amazon. So and Amazon is a very good platform where you can compete directly with the big brands. You can't do that in Google SEO in the brand store where if somebody is searching for, let's say, shoes, then you can compete Nike in Google. But in Amazon, you can do that. The only thing required is a good strategy and planning about how you are executing, how you are portraying your brand in Amazon, about your brand, your story, and the quality of your product. That will definitely help you to become a successful seller in Amazon.
Interesting. Speaking of the brand strategy, what are some of the things that a new seller should educate themselves in while their product is being manufactured, so they're ready once the product is shipped? What are some of the things that they should understand and know about Amazon?
Well, in terms of Amazon, there is a huge process. So like you said, that when the product is being manufactured, it's a big time. It's a long period of 45 to 60 days. In these 60 days, rather than just sitting and waiting for the product shipping from China or anywhere else to your Amazon warehouse, the good part, a good chance is that if you start planning, if you start creating the strategy about your brand, that includes what kind of brand or what brand message do you want to portray, and based on that you can start developing your social media, your website, which all talks in the same tone, in the same voice, that you are trying to focus on this niche, this kind of product, and what is your vision about your business. So that's the initial study and development that they can do. In terms of the preparation, or in terms of having more confidence about the products, I think if you are confident about what product you have selected, and if you have a very good stability to sustain or doing a good business till the next 12 months, it's kind of a patience, because Amazon is not something that once you add the product, it will get success easily. It's
Right.
also like any other business. You have to develop. You have to do some hard work. You have to put more inputs every day, and then you will get a strong, successful product. So preparing yourself for that, and then you should have the dependable supply chain, where it's not something that you will meet this vendor or this supplier only once. You bought the product, and this is, you are successful now. But what if that the next time that supplier or that vendor is not available? So you should have your strong and dependable supply chain system. These all preparations should be done while the product is being manufactured.
Right. And speaking about marketing, you mentioned that you have to do a lot of work on the Amazon for it to help you. I've heard about the 80-20 rule, where you do 80% of the work up front and Amazon does only 20% of the work for you. But then it's a reverse. Then then if you do everything right, the Amazon will do 80% of the work for you, and you will have only to do the 20. And you mentioned that it's a good thing to do before you launch the product and before you launch sales is to have social media accounts in place. What else besides social media? Should you have a newsletter? What else?
We can have a newsletter, but for the newsletter, of course, you have to develop the website. You should have different sources from where you can get your target audience. So social media is also one of the good option, where by creating the landing page and promoting your individual products, your brand, you can get more audience, where so that you can do the emailers and newsletters for that. So all those information, all those initial setup should be also a part of online marketing, where apart from Amazon, you can develop outside traffic, which can help you.
Interesting. And because you work so much on developing the outside traffic that will help you sell on Amazon, the obvious question that some of the listeners might have is whether you should focus on selling on Amazon at all, or diversify into other marketplaces, or maybe build a Shopify store. So in the platform-driven world that we live in today, do you think it's worth building a Shopify store at all? or should you focus completely on
Of
Amazon or
course,
other marketplace?
of course, of course. There are two distinct platforms or source where you can sell your products. One, I was just like, one is the marketplaces like Amazon and eBay. The other is brand stores, which is like your Shopify or Magento or WooCommerce website. I would say you should have your presence. You should have your focus on both kind of e-commerce store because of course Amazon is the biggest player in the e-commerce industry where 6%, around 60-70% of the customer base is covered by Amazon. But at the same time, you also have your own, like I said earlier, that we are talking about brand. To build a brand, to make your brand, your product stronger, you should also have presence in Google, in social media. And for that, to give more clear idea about your vision, your product, to talk more about your product quality, you should have your own website where you can add all the details and then you can do a marketing in social media, Google, any other different channels, Bing, where you can generate traffic, which also can create a clientele or a customer base for your product.
Okay, so it's all back to the lesson of not putting all your eggs in one basket and basically diversifying
Exactly.
and having many assets in place. Okay, and if we talk about Amazon marketing, let's say that I'm a seller and I just developed the product and I'm about to launch my first campaign, my PPC campaign, for example. Should I focus on PPC ads in the very beginning as a way to drive ranking and future sales, because to build sales history, or should I strive to make my ads profitable right out of the gate?
Well, when you are launching your product, it's like a product launch is exactly the same like drag racing, the car drag racing, where shift the gear at the right time and you will win the race. So the product launch is, it's like the initial part is all about 2 weeks of product launch campaign and sorry, my call, I guess.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, actually better.
Oh, all right. So I'll start once again. So product launch is it's like a drag racing where it's like a game of drag racing where if you shift the gear at the right time, you will definitely win the race.
Okay.
So in product launch, there are different activities that you have to do at the right time, and if you don't miss that window, then you definitely get a good sales ranking and orders to spin the wheel to get the ball rolling, and then you can start focusing on sponsored ads. So the first 2 weeks, I would suggest to do a campaign, product launch campaign through any of the product launch tools, something like Viral Launch or Snackshout, which can give you initial sales boost with the targeting the right keywords. So that will make your product sell more, and you will get a good BSR and keyword ranking, which will help you to be on the first page or the second page of the search result of any root keywords. After
Okay, so
that,
you basically suggest focusing on SEO before PPC, right?
exactly, because that's the first stage where you can get maximum orders. Once you do that, then switching over to because when you do that for the two weeks of campaign, you will have few reviews, initial reviews to start with. Once you have good reviews, will always help you to start the PPC campaign. So I would say from second week or the third week, switching to Amazon PPC campaigns and the different promotion would be the right idea to jump from aggressive to a continuous, smooth process of product launch.
Okay, thanks for that. And when it comes to more experienced sellers, are there any low-hanging fruit opportunities to optimize their listing conversion that you often see with your clients?
Oh yes, of course. Experienced sellers are always, my favorite because they know all the technicality. They know everything about Amazon. So when we start working with them, we will get a lots of low-hanging fruits or a head start, so to speak. So that that makes our work, that makes our strategy comparatively less challenging than non-experienced sellers or the sellers who are starting new. So few are the low-hanging fruit, something like if they are, they are experienced and they know the importance of product security. So they definitely have done the trademark certification and then brand registry. Now,
Right.
if they have brand registry, then they will definitely have very less competition on their products. And as a benefit, we will get ability to create A plus or EBC content, storefront, which will definitely best part to get more conversion if you are getting more visits to your product. That's one. The second is, if they are experienced, then they might have done very good PPC campaigns. They have successful PPC campaigns themselves. So that will also help us to not doing the trial error on new keywords, because they already have the winning campaigns or winning keywords, which we have to focus on taking them to next level. Third one is a technical knowledge, because they are technically sound and experienced. You don't have to explain them in detail about what challenges we are getting, to promote the product to get more sales, because Amazon is very competitive market, any of the category. So being strong and getting more sales, um, being on the page one is little difficult or challenging for any of the seller. So knowing that a challenge will make easy and more cooperative client to work with. The other
Okay.
is the other is outside traffic. So they know that, along with the Amazon marketing, Amazon PPC and promotion, outside traffic is also that important. So they always support for getting outside traffic from Google SEO services, from Bing and Google AdWords, social media, doing the press releases. So all those things makes very easy for us, for the experienced sailors.
What's the proportion of new sellers to experienced sellers that you have to work with?
Um, I would say it's around 60-40. So we have 60% of experienced sellers who are doing
So about
like
half and
six
half,
figures.
right?
Yeah, kind of a half-half. So we have like around 60% Amazon sellers who are doing almost seven figures annually in Amazon. And some of them are in Amazon top 500 in US as well. And we also have, at the same time, we have clients where they are either beginners or they are into their $50,000, $60,000 per month sales.
Interesting. Because among the new sellers that I've talked to, their most common concern is how to build those first reviews. And you don't have reviews, and you don't have sales. You don't have sales. You don't have reviews. So it's kind of like a catch-22. I wonder how you deal with getting those first reviews for not purchase, but real, authentic reviews for Amazon sellers. Should you leverage offline marketing, such as product inserts, or email marketing or social media that you mentioned? What's the strategy behind those first reviews?
So Amazon product reviews is like very demanding topic. Everybody will ask, is there any way we can get reviews to a product? The question always arises when you are launching a new product. Now we are very transparent and honest about the Amazon review part, because it's very risky. It's very sensitive area, and Amazon is very strong where, if you try to use any shortcut to get reviews, Amazon will definitely catch you.
Right.
So rather than risking your account, your product, we keep ourselves, our clients, away from all those shortcuts. And in fact, Amazon have their own services, their own facilities from where you can get genuine reviews. It's like, white hat reviews where Amazon is supporting you to get reviews. So we always, promote, we always suggest our Amazon clients to go for Amazon services like early reviewer program, then Amazon Wine. Now, like recently, Amazon Wine is open for Amazon vendor central sailors and sailors who are doing good in sales. And they also have Amazon for the organic reviews. Amazon has limited their sailors' rights. So now you can only contact your customers once when you get order to request reviews. But that is also one of the activities that we should do. That you will get your success from that must be 10 or 20%. But it's good to have that kind of genuine reviews rather than doing the shortcut. And in offline marketing, we have like you asked, we have product insert where you can insert a card. It's like a manual of your product into your product packaging, where on the other side you can ask for a review, a genuine review, that if you like our product, then you can please give us a review. The other is a landing page. Now this landing page is also connected with product insert. The landing page should be a mobile friendly landing page where, from the product insert or from the social media, you can get your customers or your potential customers, which will lead them to Amazon product page. But in between that, you are getting email IDs. You are developing a database of your customers' email, which you can use for giving them a promotion, giving them or asking reviews. So these are different online and offline activities which can give you genuine customer reviews.
Yeah, and do you see any clients working with influencer marketing? Because in my experience, and I've talked with a bunch of agency founders on this podcast, including, and almost everyone says that influencer marketing is great, but it's this black hole that nobody really knows how to work with regarding to Amazon. So I'm curious to know, and speaking of reviews, regarding reviews as well, how can you leverage influencer marketing for Amazon marketing?
Well, I would say influence marketing definitely works. There's influence marketing, like I've been using this strategy since 2016, I guess. So, but it should be, there are two different points that you should have. If you have a good budget of doing influence marketing, it's not free, or it's not that cheap that you do influence marketing easily. So for beginners, for new sailors, it might be expensive. But if you have a good budget to do the influence marketing, and if you have selected the right person who are either in YouTube or any other channel where you can promote your product to the person, then that would be a successful influence marketing strategy to promote your product and to get sales posts. So how we do is we use we taken the help of YouTube based influence marketers for few of our clients for promoting their products. That should be based on niche. You can't ask any influence marketer to promote any category products, because everybody will have their own category or their own niche to promote the products. So if you are targeting any electronic product, then you should have influence marketer who is good at electronics, who is good at creating videos and having good number of subscribers
Right.
in for electronic products, something like phones or iPads. And then, so if you ask them, then you will get a good success, you will get a good response to your product. So selecting the right niche influencer and creating the right kind of content will definitely help you to get a good output from influence marketing.
Yeah, but you mentioned that it might be too expensive for new sellers. But can someone who's just starting out just give their product as a gift to an influencer, for example, on Instagram, to review for free and make this a campaign, like a mini campaign?
Yeah, of course, they definitely can do. But if you go for any good influencer who is having thousands of subscribers, they ask for at least around 50 to 100 products, because they have many subscribers, and they run the questionnaires, or they run their own contests there, where within few hours of this video launch, if you contact me or if you give the right answer to my questions, then you can get
Okay.
this product
Okay.
free of cost.
Okay.
So, and
Okay.
and getting as a free of cost, they redirect them to the Amazon product page with the coupon code or the promotion code. So it's, you should have a budget, or you should have at least 50, 60 inventory aside to do the influence marketing.
Okay. And what are some of the top mistakes that you see sellers make on promoting their Amazon brand or their Amazon products? And it can be either an Amazon PPC or influencer marketing, social media, or anything that we discussed before.
Well, mistakes, I would say, it's, there are few thinkings, or few thoughts that they have, point of view they have, which lead them to not getting success in Amazon. Like, I have few. One of them is a short-term view. Sometimes they consider that Amazon is like a silver bullet. So if you add the product in Amazon, it will start selling automatic, and we are free, and we don't have to do anything. We will sit at home with a glass of beer, and I'll get the sales, every minute or every
Yeah,
hour.
like what? Sorry to interrupt. Like one of our previous guests said on this podcast, Amazon is e-commerce on training wheels. So that's something like that.
Yes, exactly. So it's not a short-term view. It's again same like any other business, any brick and mortar store, where you have to put your time, you have to put your hard work. You need to study and understand the technicality about Amazon, and then working on product promotion, working on product for SEO will lead you to the good success. It will take time. You need to be patient about it. The second mistake that they do, they have emotional attachment with the product. I came across many of my clients where I have to make them understand that yes, of course, it's your product, it's the best quality, but we are talking about fighting with other sellers who are also having best quality, and you're talking about 15 other Amazon sellers who are also ranking on the first page. So not maintaining the sales price and making the higher sales price only because you think that you have like a best quality product, will also lead you to less sales, and like a failure of a product. The other is a trial and error in sponsored ads. So they also have this understanding that the more money you will invest in sponsored ad, the more sales you will get. It's not only about more investment. It's not about only more spend. It's also about using a right strategy, right kind of keywords and campaign. So they are willing to pay more, they are willing to spend more, but they are not aware of what kind of keywords and strategy that we should use in sponsored ads. And the other is the other kind of mistakes also they do, and ask me that we are promoting, we are here talking about Amazon products. To get more sales in Amazon, we should focus on Amazon. Why should we focus on outside traffic and Google SEO? So I have to explain them, this is not only about Amazon. Amazon also loves outside traffic. So if you are getting Amazon outside traffic on your products and getting more sales out of it, that is also benefiting you in an organic ranking of your products. So these are some of the mistakes or wrong point of views that they have as Amazon sellers.
Makes sense. Thanks for that, Jimmy. I have one last question, probably to you both and to your business. Um, what truth do very few people agree with you on? And that's a question from Peter Thiel's book, 0 to 1.
I think Brijesh would be the right guy to answer this.
Yeah, I think a lot of what you covered, Jimmy, Amazon business or online business, a lot of people, like you said earlier, come to us thinking that this is some sort of a magic wand that can be exercised, and all of a sudden we'll have different results. There is no alternative to hard work, persistence, sticking around. So in that sense, I'd say even if you refer back to old books like, The Richest Man in the Babylon, and whatever principles came in from there, they still stand true, even with Amazon or eBay business. So yeah, that is one of the truths, or that is something that we find very difficult to explain to the, because we find customers or sellers happily investing time and money into a bricks and mortar store. If they opened up a shop, they'd be happy to stick around for 2 years, put in $100,000 and still think that they're trying. But try doing 1/10 of that with them on an Amazon shop, and yeah, they'd run out of patience. So that is one truth we have learned, and we started off the journey like that as well, thinking this is a shortcut method, this is great. All of a sudden you start making money from the next month onwards. So that is something that we want to get more and more. Experienced sellers are aware of this, and they still keep slipping back to this sort of thought pattern just because it's so easy to think like that. But especially with the new sellers, particularly the new people that are coming on board or have seen or heard stories, perhaps they've gone to one of those exhibitions or seminars and heard success stories, coming back thinking this is exactly what I'm going to do now. For them to get them to a level where they agree with, or they understand what we're trying. We're not trying to shoo you away, or we're not trying to give away our own business and saying, look, don't hire us. But at the same time, we don't want to compromise on the truth. We don't want to be dishonest with them, show them the stars as dreams, knowing fully well it's not going to happen. So yeah, that is something that, to get them in alignment with our ways of thinking, yeah, is a challenge.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for that, Brijesh. And yeah, anytime, almost like 90% of the time when I ask agency founders or sellers whether it's too late to get into Amazon 2020 or not, the most common answer I get is, if you're not serious about it, don't. Like, it's not a quick buck. It's not a quick fix. It's not a magic wand that you said. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Sergey. Nice talking to you.